Hi there, it's Kim Denny from Inspire Designs. I hope you are super excited to complete your witch legs project. You picked a really cool one. This is such a fun design. So, as you're doing your project, my first recommendation is to make sure that you watched the basic directions video, the couple minute one that I put out that shows you the technique on how to string. This video is just going to tell you the order in which I recommend that you complete the sections. You can do whatever you want. There's no rules to crafting, but this is just to help guide you along a little bit to help you show you my recommendations, I guess. Okay, so now that you've watched the basic video, you can go ahead and hop into your project. Yours, when it arrived to you, probably looked something like this. Although this one doesn't have the vinyl at the top yet. But what I did here was I outlined the shoes for you just because it's kind of hard to see them just when the nails are blank. Now, I really recommend you hop onto my Facebook page, which is Inspired. It's right on the back of your project. And find this picture in the photo album, in the Party Projects photo album, and this picture. And go ahead and save it to your phone so that you have a reference point to look at as you're doing your project. It really helps to have that on hand to see what your project maybe should look like. Okay, so the first sections that I did were the legs because I create a bit of a three-dimensional look, or you will create a bit of a three-dimensional look as you complete these sections. So by starting with the legs, you can see that they sit underneath the skirt that way, and they kind of look like they go into the shoes that way. So you're just going to tie on to one of these nails here along the legs, and go ahead and outline that section with your purple or whatever color you chose, and then do your random layer, and then do the outline again and the random layer about 4 times or until it looks good to your eye. And then you're going to complete that border technique that I taught you in the video as well. So if this is nail A, and this is nail B, and this is nail C, the border goes something like this. You'll wrap around A and B 2 times, and then you'll wrap around B and C 2 times, and then C and D 2 times, and you just continue all the way around that section. Once you complete that border, go ahead and tie off. Remember, leave your long tails hanging until the end. You can clean those up at the end. Then you're going to tie on and do your zigzag pattern. Now to complete the zigzag, all I did was go around these nails 2 times, so you're kind of circling them, and then do a crisscross. So you'll come up and back down, so it kind of fills in that middle space. I don't know if you can see that very well. So when I did the purple border, I just did the circle around, and it's a little bit more open, but I wanted this orange to be a little bit more full, so I did the circle around a couple times, and then I did like a figure 8 crisscross where I went crisscross across the middle of the nails. So do that all the way up, tie it off, then start your other leg and finish that. Once you've completed the legs, it doesn't matter if you do the skirt or the shoes next. After you do when you're doing the skirt, I should say, when you're doing the black, you can cross over these nails that create that square patch. Just pretend like they're not there. So you'll just do your random stringing, pretending that those nails aren't there. When you're done with the black, you'll press it down a little bit, and then come back and do the patch on top. So you can see it just sits on top of the black. So those will need to be pressed down a little bit to have room to work there. When you're doing the shoes, the only thing, well, when you're doing the skirt, so you can see we've got these like points. So you just want to be aware as you're doing that to stay inside your section, so stay inside the line, so don't fill in like down here, because then you're not going to get that frayed, jagged look, okay? When you're doing the shoes, and I'll keep this one up because it's a little bit easier to see it on. So I outlined for you going around in here. Just make sure you stay inside the section of the shoes, and just kind of be aware as you're doing your random fill, you know, stay outside of this section here, stay outside of this little bit here, because that's going to give you the definition of the shape. Okay? So I hope you have a lot of fun doing this. The best way to stay in touch with me if you have questions while you're doing your project is right on the back is my business name. It's Yinspired. So find my Facebook page there. Make sure you like the page. Send me a direct message if you have any questions as you're finishing your project, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. If you love doing this, I would love it if you would leave a review on the Facebook page and or Etsy. It really helps me out to have reviews on both of those if you don't mind. Also, if you love doing this, feel free to order anytime. You can order any of the projects that I offer. You can just do them at home by yourself, or if you'd like to set up a little group party, I'm happy to do that for you as well. If you hated stringing this, and some people do, it's not for everyone, but good for you for following through and doing it anyway. But if you really like the way these look, but you just didn't love doing it, no worries, because I'm happy to string projects for you and send them right out to you. I'm also happy to do custom orders, so if you didn't see something that you would like, let me know and I'll see if I can make it happen for you. So I hope you have lots of fun doing your project. Take deep breaths, relax. When you are done, filling in all your spaces and you have these long tails left over at the end, go ahead and put a little drop of super glue where each knot is, if you have super glue, and then once it dries, just trim those strings as close as you can to your project and you're all set. So I hope you have lots of fun. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.